All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, Nigeria's family. How on a day today? Happy new week to you all. Today is 25th April 2022. Yes, the month is running out, it's about to finish. Yes, time wait for nobody. Right, we're going to be talking about this program right here. We have our brother with us, Comrade Emmanuel Agbogun, who is here to advocate and to call for the those state government and Nigeria government as a whole to set all Yahoo boys free. His reason for these people to be set free, I like you all to hear this by yourself. Although, in case some of you don't know who is Yahoo boys and what they are doing and all that, I have some couple of videos that I would like to play for you guys right now to see this. But before that, let me acknowledge my people in the comment section. I can see Abe Johnny. Thank you very much. Good morning to you for joining us this early morning. Thank you very much. Let's move on. We're going to acknowledge more people later on. Right. Let's listen to Emmanuel Agbogun first. Then I'll come back to show one or two videos to demonstrate, to describe who is these people called Yahoo boys. Thank you very much. Let's move on.
A warm good morning to you all, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble right activist, Comrade Agbogun Emmanuel. And if you're just joining me live, I want you all to share these broadcasts this morning. Please share this broadcast this morning. I have very many things to say this morning as regards to a particular segment of our youths who find themselves, involved in these lawless and unlawful business called internet fraud, popularly known as Yahoo. So if you're just joining me, I want you to share this video because I want the Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammad Buhari, to also get to listen to my voice this morning. And I believe with your powers, we can actually ascertain this intention of mine, because we are talking about the people who are, victims of bad governance. We are talking about our youths who are victims of poor parenting. We are talking about our fellow youths who are victims of neglect by the society. Before I go into details, I want us to get up to 50 before I let the cat out of the bag. So if you're just joining me this morning, I want us to please share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. It's very important. I want us to share this broadcast. Thank you. Yes. I believe we can do better. I want us to please share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. Share. We can do much. I can see Destiny Nice. I can see Mia Bela. I can see Atalo. I can see. Philip. I can see Philip. I can see Osaho. Please, I want us to share this broadcast. Share. I have a whole lot to say this morning. What I'm saying, I have seen criticisms over it on my platform, and for some of you who have not taken time to go through the comment section since I made this post, it will interest you to note that since yesterday, people have been reacting to what I said as regards to giving our youth state pardon. And some of these contributions I will share with you here before we commence the discussion proper. It is so sad that majority of our majority of our youth out there, decides to hide under the belief or the reasoning of pretense. It is so sad. Yeah, we're doing better. We're 30 this morning, and I believe we can do better. Just as I said earlier, I was going to be sharing some of the comments that people wrote on my platform, followers of mine who wrote on my platform. Somebody like Mr. Williams Odua did said, you won't start again. I know the Emmanuel Bogun. Another person say, make una go protest for state CID. This your online protest no go solve am. No go solve am. It don't reach like this. Wahala. You too no be fraudster. Own your own. He never still reach when you go pay my money for 4 years. That's one Gabriel. He say, are you? When Samson say, are you sure you are okay? Godfrey Senior said, at least you went to secondary school. Try to be professional and reasonable in some of your write-ups, sir. And I think I responded back to him by saying, at least try and hear the reasoning behind my call first. That's all right, bro. Steady. One of our controversial social media persons also, they said, now wow. Elise Ogonweteti also said, hope all is well, my guy. Kingsley Kewi say, hey, Water and Babo said, if Buhari APC government can pardon government-paid robbers, what's the crime of those small boys? Prince Osamu Yeme, equal rights for all. If political thieves that stole billions can be pardoned, why not also pardon petty criminals? Then King Charles Ataru, now wow, Facebook really the rubbish post. How can a sane fellow post this? John Osar say, I talk and say you are one of the criminals. Are you in support of internet fraud? General Elvis said, are you in support of internet fraud? Pray for you to be a victim one day. Make una see who be one contest for LGO. Thank God you were screened out. What really do you stand for in this country? That's Cesar Garrick. I can go on and on, but I think the persons who actually saw it from my point of view were Prince Osamu Yeme, where he said equal rights for all. If political thieves that stole billions can be pardoned, why not also pardon petty criminals? And another of my brother also did said, if Buhari APC government can pardon government pen robbers, what is the crimes of those small boys? We're actually getting to 50. I want you to share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. I can see Eckhart Austin. I can see Lovely Care. I can see Mayor Hilton. I can see Morgan. I can see Destiny Nice. Individuals who are being, arrested as internet fraudsters in this country. I've said it times without number. In fact, to some extent, it became, something like a revenue drive for these security agencies to look for, good-looking young men with dreads, look for young men who are, well-dressed, who drive flashy vehicles, and sometimes without evidence, they just run into them, seize their bank account numbers, go to look about the amounts of monies that they have got into their accounts, and on those bases they begin to tell them to confess how they got those monies. If they don't get the money, they charge them for internet fraud. Most times also they see some of these suits with evidences and they charge them to court. Sometimes they don't charge them to court, they collect a very large portion of the monies they find on them, grant them bail, and tell them to forget about whatever. Sometimes they impound their vehicles, they sell these vehicles to themselves. We are aware. If not, since President Muhammad Buhari began the fight against corruption, all the vehicles that have been seized from these Yahoo boys, where are they? These vehicles are running into thousands. You see them say today they arrest 100 boys with 100 vehicles in Ibadan. They arrest 100 boys with 100 vehicles in Port Harcourt. They arrest 100 boys with 100 vehicles in Abuja. They arrest 100 boys with 100 vehicles in Imo State. They arrest 100 boys with 100 vehicles in Benin. Where are all these proceeds? Where are all these vehicles? Some of them end up in the hands of these senior police officers. If you know of or hear about what the likes of Aruti have done to very many of these boys, the hush.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you once again. Just wanted to elaborate more on this video. But before that, let me go to the comment section to acknowledge our mother of all, Mommy the Aspera. Good morning to you, Mommy. Thanks for joining us. Stella Intema, I can see you right there. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Week to every one of you. Yes, for some of you that is not aware or don't understand what Emmanuel is saying yet, I would like to come in. He's talking about Yahoo boys. He said the state government and the Nigerian government as a whole need to free all the Yahoo boys in prison. Although I'm not a supporter of that. And some of the reasons behind the reason why Manu Agbogun is talking this morning, I'm going to be playing all this for you. As you all know that recently, the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, have freed some thieves in the name of governors, give them state pardon, he freed them. Whatever they did, any amount they stole or whatever, he allowed them to go. It means he forgave them. These are the people that be stealing our resources, stealing what belongs to you and I, but they were given a state pardon or a national pardon, whatever it's called. Now, Emmanuel Agbegun came out now to say, no, this cannot be happening. Why Nigerians are suffering, why the Yahoo boys who are using their brain to do stuff in the internet and make their own money. For me, I'm going to oppose Emmanuel Agbegun on this particular one, that Yahoo boys, not all of them are doing something with their brain only. They have a lot of things they're using, attaching whatever behind the source of their income. People, I'm going to be playing a couple of videos right now, but I would like to start from here. This is Yahoo boys I'm starting with now. Then before we go to more in elaboration with Femi Adesina, let's take it from here. Watch this.
Yahoo boys they do. What the Yahoo boys they look at the face?
You see what better for yesterday?
Peter.
Okay, these are Yahoo boys who stole babies and nappings, pampers, or whatever it's called, to use it for money. So they caught this guy. he confessed to it. So I'll move on. This one happened in those states. These are other Yahoo boys.
They can't for destiny. And they throw money, oh, every year don't cast for me. Yes, so money they pick. That's so, life and direct. I want to go, besides. Life and direct, oh, Yahoo boys, they throw money, oh. Don't carry your head this time.
All right. Then I have the last one I'm going to be showing as well that these Yahoo boys are doing after they make their money. All right. I'm totally against Yahoo boys. For me, 100% I'm against them. You know, so let's play this one and hear from this.
Boys now.
Yahoo boys.
Yahoo boys.
Where did they stay?
Inside Pioneer.
Pioneer for where?
For Egba.
Egba.
Yes.
Who's Egba? For upper?
For upper.
Okay. How much you take the seller and give them?
Now waiting the.
All depends for him. Carry and come out for inside that bag. Carry the pants, come out. Carry and come out. Carry the pants, come out. Carry and come out. Pack all of them, come out. The new pants where you don't see. Pack and come out. So how much do they sell one and give them?
If I can't use them. And money where you get now they give me.
Money where you get now they give you. How many times you don't fair give them?
This one go make am 2 times.
2 times. Where you don't fair give them? Okay. The Yahoo boy, the place where those Yahoo boys they all are not drop on those places where that Yahoo boy they who they do they use until they do something for them.
You don't know what they usually do.
You don't know what they use until they do. But if you supply give them, they'll give you money. Okay. What will be your name?
My name is
FA. Where you for come?
All right. For some of you that is not getting what is happening here, these are some of the lazy youth that we have in Edo State, although there are a lot of them circulating across Nigeria. But we're talking about Edo State right now. The 3 videos that I just played to you all happens in Edo State. Most of our lazy youth, none of them want to work anymore. You know, this boy, what he's doing for a living is to go to people's compound, steal female panties, and go sell it for Yahoo boys. Make I use pigeon to talk this one, make una understand what they talk for here. This boy, so his job now to jump into people's compound. He go there, he go thief women pants. He go they sell them for Yahoo boys. He gets some set of Yahoo boys where they tell him, say, if you fit thief pants come, now money will go give you like be this. You know, it also came to my attention that a lot of people also previously complained that many girls don't even wear pants no more because of these Yahoo boys of 18. So now, these are what these boys are doing, many of them. So I cannot stand to support any kind of Yahoo boys. I'm against them 100%, not even 99. Because these people, they are dangerous, they are desperate for what. So listen more to what this guy have to say.
Now, Abraka, you for come. Abraka, you for come. Okay. Where you they stay now? You in particular, where you they stay? Now, you they stay there. Okay. Now, parents, you go to supply. They give them. You those Yahoo boys, you don't know their name.
I know their name.
What will be their name?
Vincent and Lucky.
Vincent and Lucky. Okay.
Yes,
No
so
one.
I remember David and I come a piece. My people, now see this video when I watch, so if I tell you say don't weak me, I lie. I don't know what many of these Yahoo boys what they really define for this life. You understand? Because sometimes you see these ritual with tea where they put hands so to them they feel a lifestyle for some of them. And some of them, when they will see this money, they know they use and way. They fee spend 5 million for club one day. Why? Because they know say when they will use one babe, they don't give them that money. And they forget saying that people, children. I believe say they get family, they get sisters. You know, if you look at now, because of all these issues where they go on, even your normal friend or your normal girlfriend, to even say you buy surprise for like pant and bra, they're not the greedy collector and gay. Why? Because everybody's a suspect now.
Yes, I agree with this brother right here. You know, normally I used to give people lift in Lagos because there's always a traffic. Sometimes when I'm driving with my PA, I see a lot of people on the junction. Before that, I'm talking about 3 years ago, we just break and say, okay, I think these guys are going to our destination, both boys and girls, it doesn't matter. So we break and just, okay, everybody up in, let's go. They go jump in. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. If we reach some junctions, some people say this one won't come down, one won't come down. We drop them, fine. But this time in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, if you want to give anybody lift, nobody will even want to enter your car. Everybody is a suspect now. Like this guy just said, if you buy panties for your wife or girlfriend now in Nigeria, they are scared because they don't want you to send them to their early grave. So my people, Yahoo boys is a no, 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 no for me. But the only area which I agree with Emmanuel Agbogun is that if President Buhari can give a pardon to some of our governors who stole our money, how come he cannot give everybody pardon? That one, it sounds well for my ear. But I would like make una hear wetin this man go talk, Femi Adesina, wetin go talk for this one. Why President Buhari give state pardon for these people we don't thief our money just like that. Not be the first time whether they don't be this, so they could hear this one, my people.
We check this headquarters. You seem to compare lost. It will come up in previous administration that boggled the mind. In Yewa Shendam, under Olusegun Obasanjo, people were killed in thousands. That led to declaration of a state of emergency in Plateau State. Under the other governments, people were also killed in many hundreds. That's why it's not good to always compare figure because, like I said, one soul is already too many to die wantonly. We know we have a challenge in this country. Government is confronting that challenge, and we believe that the challenge will be surmounted.
Now, because if we stay on this issue of security, it's an emotional matter. If anybody who is watching tonight has lost anybody in any bandit attack.
In case you guys don't know what he was talking about right there, he's trying to justify. This one, his name is called Femi Adesina. You know, he has always lied and lied and lied. He's still lying to Nigerians till tomorrow. He's a media secretary to the president of Nigeria or whatever. You know, so here the main question right now, you know, why President Buhari gave pardon to these thieves in the name of governor.
Attack or terrorist attack, perhaps, I mean, they might be more emotional.
It comes down to what I said.
Yeah.
Not even one soul should be lost.
Yeah, so we're looking at a situation where it will not repeat itself because of the promises and the commitment made by government. And so if we were other government, we will still talk, and we've taken up other governments even before President Buhari's government. So another issue is corruption. One of the commitment made by this government is that it's going to fight corruption. But those who have criticized the decision of his government and the proposition to free some thieves, because that's what the court has called them, the highest court in the land, former governor in Plateau, former governor in Taraba State. And so a lawyer has even said, why don't you just open the gates of the prisons and free all thieves or those who are being jailed? Because these are high-profile or politically exposed persons.
You know that lawyer is a permanent critic. He criticizes everything.
Okay,
nothing is ever done right by him.
But let's talk about the meat of that criticism.
Yes.
I mean, the reason behind, if this government said it's fighting corruption,
yes,
is it justified to grant pardon?
What were the reasons adduced for the pardon? I was at that meeting.
So tell us.
It was a Council of State meeting, usually attended by former heads of state and presidents, former chief justices of the Federation, governors, sitting president, sitting vice president. They were there on Thursday last week when that meeting held. And the reasons, you know that there is a prerogative of mercy committee, which will sit and look at all presentations made to it, people who have applied to be pardoned under the prerogative of mercy. Now that committee will sit, look at it, and then make a recommendation to the Council of State. That was debated back and forth, and the reasons adduced for those two former governors were one, age, and two, severe ill health. Severe ill health. What does anybody gain if eventually they die in prison? And the two of them are said to be in very, very bad shape. It is the quality of mercy. Like Shakespeare said, the quality of mercy is not strained. It's not strained. It drops gently.
On Ayeram, the reason why President Buhari grant pardon for those thieves, in name of Governor Indo Tokam now. I believe this is what pushed Emmanuel Agbogun to come out, because some of you might criticize him, but you don't understand where he's coming from. Although I'm 100% against Yahoo boys, but what Emmanuel Agbogun is saying, that the same thing, our brother was saying right now, the moderator right there, telling him that how come they didn't open the gate of the prison for everybody to go home. That is what Emmanuel Agbogun is saying right now. If you can give a pardon to these thieves in the name of governors, how come you cannot just free Yahoo boys as well? So for me, let's continue to listen to Emmanuel Agbogun. I'll come back again with more videos. God bless you all.
Now, the truth be said, because these children are not well placed, I believe if somebody like Hot Poppy were in Nigeria, he should have been applying for state pardon, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it is not a thing that has to do with just the APC government, so that people will not say I'm trying to fight one government or leave the other government because it's election era. Under President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, his former boss, the governor of Bayelsa State, who stole stupendously from the Bayelsa people and their state treasury, was granted state pardon by the Goodluck Jonathan administration. The government demanding, or issuing a state pardon to a government or a former governors who have been tried and found guilty. They were tried from the High Court in Abuja to the appeal courts and to the Supreme Court, and they were sentenced to prison. But to our greatest surprise, these senior elites were granted state pardon, and some of them are in recent times vying for public office. The question to ask, would it not be a very, very gross injustice that the people who steal from our economy, who deny these young children, who deny them the right to better education, the right to good security, the right to good parenting, the right to affordable and good living standard? Because if you watch what all these boys do with the money or proceeds of these monies, is to either get a good car for themselves, get a good apartment for themselves, try to look good, try to ensure that they fight the scores of poverty that is very glaring before their eyes. 80% of the people who go into internet fraud do not just go in because they are so rich, or they're not just going because they just want to do it for the sake of fun. No, they are doing it because they see that poverty has taken over the lineage of their family and they need to break that bond. And they see this thing as one of those major avenues that would save them from poverty, would save them from having this this generational lineage of sharing poverty across the lifespan of their stay on earth. The truth be said, most Nigerians will be saying, oh, look at an activist coming out to support internet fraudster. Hey, he's a fake guy. I'm not a fake guy. I want to say this here. Our parents were tied down from this part of Africa to the European part of the world. Were used as slaves. Were used as slaves, forced to work in the white man's farm. Not only that, some of them were used as experiments for medical experiments and what have you. Some of them were even sent to war. If you see pictures of Africans, the way they were slaughtered in the Second and the First World War, you will be baffled. Now in all of this, the question to ask, who has jailed these white folks? But today, an internet fraud is, the order of the day where, some people try to earn a living out of what they see as an avenue to enrich themselves. The white folks are coming to tell us that we must jail these people. They are the ones, telling the FCC, if you arrest an internet fraudster, we pay you this amount of money, once he's arrested and charged to court. But when these white people were taking us as slaves, how many of them got jailed? How many of them? That is on one part. How many of these people got jailed for enslaving our people, for dehumanizing Africans? How many of them? Now the issue of internet fraud is there. Government is championing it. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this. The question to ask is very laughable now. Is that not laughable? Because of course it is. Now a shift from that, because so many people shy away from the truth. A shift from that. Are you aware that politicians since 1999 to date have gotten enough time, over 24 years, to reposition the needs of our people? Not just only the infrastructural needs, the welfare needs of our people. As of today, these Yahoo boys, many of them, if you go into their details, they are not graduates. Some of them are not even secondary school WAEC holders, O-level holders, as the case may be. Some of them are just, primary school dropouts, secondary school dropouts, university dropouts, as the case may be. Some of them, not all, but a vast majority of them are either primary or secondary school dropouts. And these young men gather some level of talents and they try to use it to make monies for themselves. Now, those persons who have held public office, who have controlled the common wealth, the common patrimony of our people, over time when they are being charged to court, they get one silly excuse of using the judiciary and the lawyers. They use the proceeds of the money they have stolen to consult and to pay. They end up either have the case against them, thrown out of court, or the federal government withdrawing charges against them for political settlement or what have you, or the federal government, give them state pardon, as you have seen. It is not just an issue of whether it is APC or it is PDP. It's an issue of how the Nigerian leadership, a style of accommodating criminals, is. So on that basis and on that platform, that is why some of us are coming out to say that every Yahoo boy in Edo State should be granted state pardon. This same thing I'm saying, the governor, just a few weeks ago, I'm going to post that video at the end of my broadcast. Just a few weeks ago, the governor came out to say that he wants the EFCC to rechannel, the intellectual abilities of these young men to doing something positive. You cannot arrest a young man who wants to fight poverty because he is doing an internet fraud, and at the end of the day, you charge him to court and sentence him to prison. He goes there to serve. But a politician who have stolen, who have led that young man, to look towards the path of corruption, to look towards the path of internet fraud, if he's been prosecuted and peradventure there's a judgment labeled against him, the next thing you see is that he's either given state pardon or the matter is thrown out of court for lack of merit. When we all know that the monies that was appropriated under his care while in office was grossly abused. In fact, they steal the whole money. The truth be said, and we must say it the way it is. We should stop deceiving ourselves and lying under and hiding under the garments of pretense. I am a real person. I don't fall for pretense. I'm a very, very real person. If a young man at the age of 18 that ventures into fraud without any proper education can make money out of the system, and the self-prosecuting police officers also milk them, also benefit from the proceeds by way of either providing protection for them, because if you go around town, you see some of these boys go to pay homage to the senior police officers, or senior military police officers in various formations. But what do they do? What do they do at the end of the day? They still arrest some of these ones who are, will I say, they don't have a godfather or whatever. They arrest them. They use them as scapegoats. They use them as scapegoats. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. How many internet or how many Yahoo fraudsters that are not stealing from our economy? There are some of them who end up, going to siphon money from people's ATMs, and I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about those ones who can sit down within the comfort of their room and collect money from Europe, collect money from Asia. Those ones who are not making our economy, they shouldn't put them in the prisons for whatever reasons. I am begging the government. I am going to come out on a protest, and I'm going to make sure that this campaign goes very, very wild. It's starting today, the 25th day of April 2022. The government should please, with all form of equality, fairness, and justice, begin to grant our Yahoo boys or internet fraudsters who are not stealing from our local economy state pardon. Because if they can grant those who are stealing from our local economy state pardon in the political circle, I don't see anything wrong with granting those young youths who are even attracting foreign direct investments into our economy. As far as I'm concerned, if not for this internet Yahoo or whatever you call it, Nigeria would have been a war front as of today, because the high level of stealing, the high level of robbery, not just robbery, armed robbery, would have been on the rise. So my conscious Edo people, my conscious Nigerians, my conscious and enlightened black folks who will come across this video, across the continent and across the globe as the case may be, I want you all to look at this with all form of equality. A politician steals from our common patrimony, money meant to provide a solution, build factories, build roads. They convert it to their private use. And at the end of the day, nobody, I say nobody, is being sentenced or held responsible for the gross abuse of public funds. And for those of them who are actually held, responsible and charged to court at the end of the day, when they must have stressed the courts, spent state funds to try them in court, investigate them, which we all know is not so cheap, at the end of the day, they get state pardon. But the ordinary man, the ordinary youth, young youth, who doesn't want to go to arms to put, whatever form of hardship or threats or whatever to his fellow black or fellow Nigerian, they end up locking him in the prison, saying that they are fighting corruption because they want to get, will I call it support grants from the international communities? The answer is no. Some of us are going to continue now to stand for what we believe in. We are saying no to oppressing internet fraudsters, and we are demanding the unconditional state pardon of all the internet fraudsters in Edo State. They should be given state pardon. You cannot arrest a kidnapper and charge him, and you release a politician who his actions in office must have led to the individual being a kidnapper. You see where money is meant to build schools are not built, money is meant to pay teachers teachers are not being paid, money is meant to train teachers are not being trained, money is meant to build hospitals, build roads, are also being stolen by these politicians, and nobody asks them questions. But when it comes to the ordinary black folks, when it comes to the ordinary black young child, they put them they parade them, snap them, and label them all forms of charges and sentence them where necessary. Sentence them where necessary. So my conscious Edo people, our young folks are languishing in the Benin Correctional Facility in this very state. we want to call on the state governor, because Nigeria is a very big country with 6 states. We want to call on our state governor, Governor Godwin Nogegase Obaseki, that we know also shares this same belief, because he knows what it means for young people to play with the internet and get money out of it. It's not so easy. You must get something upstairs. You must get something upstairs. So my basis is simple. If Americans, British, French, Germany, Portuguese, who colonized the black race, if none of them and their lineage have ever been sent to jail for dehumanizing Africans, for enslaving Africans, why are we now enslaving and imprisoning our own people? Because they have just done a minute thing to the donkey years of dehumanization, slavery, and man in humanity to man that was meted out on we black people. We should not be carried away by the sentiment of global best practice. We should also look within our reasoning and see if we are now pardoning political elites who have stolen stupendously from our common patrimony, and we are imprisoning those young youths who are using ideals, who are innovative to know that the internet can be a source of earning for them through one means or the other. Because, however, if it's not the white folks who are greedy, because when you see some of the means in which they collect these monies from them, you will be baffled. Some of these folks are very, 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 very greedy. Very, very greedy. And you come back, people who you ought to, rehabilitate them and send them for proper training so that they can deviate from this, then you are imprisoning them. And you see that as an achievement. Whereas senior police officers are looting the system through the overhead costs. Government budgets money for fuel. To date, if you go to the police station, you are the one to provide vehicle and fuel. In across the 36 police formations, state commands we have across Abi 37 plus, including the FCT, that we have across the country. Not to talk about other, senior investigative policing organs that we have across the country, like the IRT, the FCID, the name them. There are so many. The special anti-monitoring IGP monitoring team, name them. So this very morning, if you believe in what I'm saying, I cannot do it alone. We have to come out, particularly the parents of these people who are in captivity, because I've seen a lot of people where the process of this crime they collect is sometimes sold off by the investigating teams, very many. Some of them, they share a large portion of their loots with the investigating police teams, EFCC, ICPC, as the case may be. You have seen in time past how a senior police officer became a tailor to a major internet fraudster. He became a tailor that he now gives them designers wears to act like big elites in the society. That alone should tell you that what our government is doing to these young folks is questionable. For me, I will continue to preach truth. Just as I have said, it is not only President Muhammad Buhari that has also granted state pardon. President Goodluck Jonathan did same, and I believe Obasanjo also did same to some folks, political elites that they felt at some point in order needed to be given some pardon so that they can enjoy the political support from their political associates that they have at some level. So believe you me, let us rise up and demand for this, and I believe it's a win-win-win thing, particularly here in Edo State, where we have a governor that has also thought it wise to also look into the views of my position this morning. I don't sentiment in doing my advocacy. Most times the things I believe in, you might not believe in it, but the truth be said, this should be taken very, 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 very serious, because I don't see a reason why till date no single American, no single British have jailed, or French have jailed their people for dehumanizing Africans, from stealing stupendously from Africa, from enslaving our fathers, our mothers, stealing them like chickens, and putting them in a field of labor where they were not paid salaries, where they were not given any form of proper education, not until when we started demanding for it the way we are demanding this morning. Not until when we start demanding for it the way we are demanding this morning. Do not forget, the black man would have still been trekking while the white folks enter bus in very many European countries today that blacks are all over, if not for the likes of Martin Luther King and his likes, Malcolm X and all that, who stood firm to ensure that the black skin is equal. So today, if we are not coming out to advocate for these young folks who do not have anybody to run to than the society, to fight for them, to stand for them, who else, I repeat, who else will do that for them? So I am coming out with all form of seriousness to demand for state pardon for every internet fraudster in my state, particularly those ones who have not done their activities, their illegalities according to law in our local banking system or financial system, as the case may be. If it's foreign, I am in 100% support that they should be granted state pardon. So, ladies and gentlemen, the campaign has just begun. If you believe you share this philosophy, if you believe you share this reasoning, if you believe you see the truth, the equity, the justice, the fairness in my deposition this morning, you are very free to write me up, join the campaign, support the campaign. We will come all out in less than 14 days from today to ensure that we begin to do what is expected of us. We cannot fold our hands while politicians get state pardon, having bastardized our economy, bastardized our welfare system, bastardized our infrastructural system, put unemployment as a right to Nigerians, put insecurity as a right to Nigerians, put injustice as a right to Nigerians, put hardship as a right to Nigerians, and at the end of the day, they will say that those of us, or those young folks, those young youths who, out of innovation, see internet fraud as a money-making venture, they lock them in prison and throw the key away. The truth be said, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. You might not see it as an injustice today, but having sat down quietly to reason in my quiet times in my hollow chamber, and I discovered that there is a gross, very, very gross injustice, very, very gross hardship, very, 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 very gross unfairness that is meted out on African youths and Nigerian youths in particular, and particularly those state youths. So, without wasting time, if you have a friend, a brother, a sister, an uncle, an auntie, a mother who is a victim, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone numbers are all out there. I'm going to end by dropping my phone number so that you can reach me. 080-3364-1993. We will get state pardon for as many people that have coming out to say yes, they demand state pardon from the government. We will get state pardon. And to all those people who say although I don't support Yahoo, the question I'm asking, how many white folks have been jailed for enslaving our parents, for raping, mass raping, gang raping our women, our mothers, enslaving them, forcing them to be sex slaves, dehumanize them by way of flogging, torture, and at the end of the day, just because God creates an avenue via them through the internet for us to exploit them, then you are saying jail them, send them to jail, this one, all the level of inhuman treatment through slavery and recolonization and colonization of our people. Is that not a bad image to the European countries? How many people have they jailed? The labor of our black skin is what is giving them a better life there for donkey years. Imagine using a particular race of people for over 100 years for slavery. They work in the farms, they work in the industries, and you don't pay them. If they refuse to work, you flog them, tie them open, whip them. Their women, their wives, you sleep with them as slave masters. And at the end of the day, everybody is saying, that this voice of ours we are coming out with is dead on arrival. But I tell you, united we stand, divided we fall. United we demand for state pardon, divided our youth continue to languish in say while politicians who have stolen stupendously from our common patrimony are enjoying in their mansions built with public funds, are enjoying on medical tourisms, you know, from here to Europe, while those poor ordinary children of the ordinary class, you know, continue to remain in hardship, continue to remain in hunger. We shall continue to use the media, we shall continue to use our strength as comrades to march on the streets to demand state pardon for Yahoo boys, to demand state pardon for internet fraudsters, whatever name you call them. I do not think that they should be treated the same way the local armed robbers, the local kidnappers, the local rapists, the local call them crime committers, as the case may be. I don't really think they should be treated the same. For me, for our politicians, having stolen stupendously, cannot even spend a J term of 5 years, a J term of 6 years, and have been granted state pardon. You can look at the likes of Ojus Okalu. After they must have been tried, they came out to say no case. And we knew that monies came, and these monies cannot be accounted for. Once again, I'm Comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. I think I'll be calling the shots here now to an end. But please, please, and please, and please, we are over 62 persons watching this broadcast. If you decide to place your hands on the share button, you are lending a voice to the voiceless this very morning. If you decide to place your hand on the share button this hour, you are lending a voice to the voiceless. 62 of us can actually make a change this very minute. Before leaving, I want to believe that you have heard me. I see people are now sharing. Please place your hand on the share button and let us begin to demand for fairness, equity, justice, and equality in our society. Once again, I'm Comrade Igbogu Emmanuel. It is my simple way of doing things, and I believe by virtue of my stature as a civil society practitioner in this state, I believe justice, fairness, equity, equality, and state pardon can be given to this youth. Thank you and bye for now.
To grant pardon.
What were the reasons adduced for the pardon? I was at that meeting.
So tell us.
It was a Council of State meeting, usually attended by former heads of state and presidents, former chief justices of the Federation, governors, sitting president, sitting vice president. They were there on Thursday last week when that meeting held. And the reasons, you know that there is a prerogative of mercy committee, which will sit and look at all presentations made to it, people who have applied to be pardoned under the prerogative of mercy. Now that committee will sit, look at it, and then make a recommendation to the Council of State. That was debated back and forth, and the reasons adduced for those two former governors were, one, age, and two, severe ill health. Severe ill health. What does anybody gain if eventually they die in prison? And the two of them are said to be in very, very bad shape. It is the quality of mercy. Like Shakespeare said, the quality of mercy is not strained. It's not strained. It drops gently. That is what the president has done.
Maybe people may not be critical of your government if you had not made commitment to fighting hard corruption. Because according to the president, at some point, he said, if we not kill corruption, corruption will kill this country. And so perhaps the reason why people are critical of this government, that look, if you are saying that even if there are propositions for the release of those who are being jailed for stealing the monies belonging to their state, should they be listened to? Because the proposition of those propositions are in the Constitution are advisorial. They are not mandatory on the president. The president has the final call. Yes. So the president who said he's going to fight corruption hard, morally speaking, is it justified?
I have not seen how that pardon vitiates the war against corruption in any way. I have not seen it because the war continues. I have not seen how it vitiates it.
Does it help it? Does it inspire it?
Well, it depends on how you see things. Do you know that there are some Nigerians who will criticize anything? Anything.
No, we are
however positive
we are talking
or
about
negative.
this one point.
Yes.
You say you are fighting corruption.
Yes.
Yet you are letting go those who are stealing the money of this country.
Yes.
As the law of the land. How much the money that is being spent in prosecuting these people, the long years of prosecuting these people, these justices of the Supreme Court and the federal, the High Court and the Appeal Court, all the sleepless night they've spent in ensuring that this happened. And these people think that you have rolled back all the successes that have been made in fighting corruption. Those are the views of lawyers that have spoken in this regard.
People will always have a right to their views. It does not mean that those views are cast in concrete. It does not mean
this government does not care about
it does not mean that those views are the Holy Grail. It does not mean that they are the laws of Medes and Persia which cannot be broken.
Isn't this government working for the Nigerian people?
Oh no.
But
that is why
the
the government has a mandate. When you vote in a government, it has a mandate. It has the prerogative to exercise the mandate you have given it. That is what the president did. And if you look at that list, have you seen those involved in the Awka coup? The Awka coup, incidentally, is 32 years today. Today, April 22. 32 years. Now, they have been in jail for upwards of 30 years, if not more. Maybe for that, they were tried.
The prerogative of mercy rule covers those kind of military insurrection and all of that. But we are particular about this issue of corruption.
No, it's the same thing. The reason for the pardon was age and health. The government gains nothing if those former governors die.
And the president does not think this will impact on his corruption war.
Nobody abhors corruption more than the president. So for him to have even concurred to the recommendation of that prerogative of mercy committee, it's a higher morality.
Was it difficult for him?
Well, it was discussed.
Was it difficult for the president? Because he was the one who made the commitment. Was it difficult for him to have taken that decision?
You know that it may not have been that it was at that meeting that the president knew for the first time. I'm sure that the committee must even have cleared the list with him.
All right. We need to go now. Just have about 30 seconds. I need to ask you this. On the issue of the arms sale to Nigeria, the $1 billion US.
Yes.
How far we did with that?
It has been cleared. It has been cleared.
What about, where's the latest on it?
Boys name.
Yahoo boys.
Yahoo boys.
Where did they stay?
Inside Pioneer.
Pioneer for where?
For Egba.
Egba.
Yes.
Who's Egba? For Upper?
For Upper.
Okay. How much you take the seller and give them?
Now waiting there.
All the pants for him. Carry and come out for inside that bag. Carry the pants, come out. Carry and come out. Carry the pants, come out. Carry and come out. Pack all of them, come out. The new pants where you don't see. Pack and come out. So how much you take the sell one and give them?
If I can't use them. And money where you get now they give you.
Money where you get now they give you. How many times you don't fair give them?
This one go make am 2 times.
2 times. Where you don't fair give them? Okay. The Yahoo boy, the place where those Yahoo boys they all are not top. Those places where that Yahoo boy they who they do the reason they do something for them.
You don't know what they do.
You don't know what they do. But if you supply give them, they'll give you money. Okay. What will be your name?
My name is
Efe. Where you for come?
Abraka.
Na Abraka you for come?
Yes.
Abraka for come. Okay. Where you they stay now? You in particular, where you they stay?
By the state.
Now you they stay there. Okay. Now parents you go to supply. They give them. Those Yahoo boys, you don't know their name.
I know their name.
What will be their name?
Vincent and Lucky.
Vincent and Lucky. Okay.
Yes,
No
so
one.
I remember David and I come a piece. My people, now see this video when I watch so
All right, my people, I decided to replay these two videos again for you guys to know where Manabogun was coming from. But the rate of killings and all that ritualism that these our devilish Yahoo boys are practicing, I'm totally against them. We have a call here from our brother, Mr. Alex. My brother, how are you doing? Happy New Week to you.
Yes, I'm okay. Good morning. I greet everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Please talk to us.
Normally, I don't agree with this Manuel, but for the first time, I think I'm at the same pedestal with him.
Okay.
And he said something. His arguments are quite smart. Something utilize my historical, political aqua. That has to come in from the European and American perspective.
Yeah.
You know, this European, look at what he said. I'm against crime. I must lay that foundation. I'm against crime in all ramifications. I hate criminals. I don't deal with them. But I'm not God to judge people. I speak as a concerned citizen, not as a government person. That must be said. His argument is right, whether you like it or not. I don't argue blindly. I argue with facts, justice, fairness, equity. This is how I was trained for 5 good years. So this guy's argument is about the Europeans who are bringing money to the politicians to arrest these guys. What have they done? Up to now, they've not done any apology to any of the continent, any of the slavery ports. They discriminated people's parents. They invaded Benin in 1897, carted our Oba away, looted our historical monuments that they are bringing in past these days. They forcibly took women, virgin, took our young men, threw them on board the sea if they were stubborn, padlocked their mouths. Nobody talking about that. What the guys are having in diaspora are people's blood. That 24 hours electricity are people's blood. All those things you are seeing, the train, the metro, the development, most of them are people's blood from this Africa and from Asia. They destroyed India, they destroyed most of Africans, the Europeans like the Portuguese. In 1372, the Portuguese came to Galega's report as friends. They pretended to be friends. Later on, they brought their friends in 1897 and they invaded Benin. They took my Oba to Calabar. Who has questioned them on that? They don't have the moral standing to tell our government how to deal with our criminals. So in as much as I condemn the works of the politicians, the Europeans and Americans, they want to tell us that they are holy. Till now, there's no apology. You know what the white folks did in South Africa. Mandela was in jail for 27 years. What was this crime? Give us justice, fairness. Allow us to attend the same school. Allow us to sit down on the same cars. Was that big enough to imprison a man, a lawyer, a sound lawyer in his youth? He spent most of his youth's life in prison, and nobody has said anything about it. So for me, I don't just argue because I hate somebody. I don't like him on my Bogu, and I don't think I will like him. But we are talking about the generality of the young people whose actions are not justified, but they were pushed to the wall by these wicked politicians of this country since 1960. From A to Z, none of them. Till today, they are still being wicked. For example, we don't have jobs in this country, no jobs in Edo State. We have audio jobs created by governments. We have audio jobs created by the federal government, state government, local government. When you come on ground, you see something disgusting. So abroad, when criminals are arrested, they don't just prosecute them. They ask them, they want to know their history, why they are doing what they are doing. Some of these Yahoo boys, I'm not talking about the ritual killings. I'm talking about those who are really doing this online trading business and collecting money from white folks. In Russia, my dear brother, I have a Russian friend who told me internet fraud is not taken seriously. They will even blame the victim for being stupid. In China, if you speak out about somebody defrauding you, you will be put to death. Verify it. So for me, we should concentrate on the cause of the problem. All the lootings, that the Igbeledio arbitration looted? Who has imprisoned him? All the lootings that Oshomole did, who has imprisoned him? All the lootings Abu Salami, Obasanjo, who have imprisoned them? The senators, Rohidi and the rest of them, who have taken them to custody? Until Okalo was arrested, he was released. Igbenegbu was taken into custody the last 2 months. He was released, like Igbenegbu himself. We are very hypocritical as Edo people. We see white and we call it black. Because these boys now does not belong to some of this heavy fraternity, heavy courts. They don't have godfathers. Now they are now victimizing them. I'm not saying they should not be arrested, but if you're arresting people, arrest everybody. Take it.
Yes. I say if you're arresting anyone, arrest everybody.
Yes, taking politicians, former governors, former military, the Boko Haram fights, they are fighting. All the military generals, they are all thieves. They are buying weapons that we don't see. Just last 3 weeks, they bought another helicopter again, $1 billion by Buhari. Buhari himself needs to be arrested after his tenure is over. He's the number 1 fraudster in Nigeria. And our government just now is also the number 1 fraudster in those states.
Thank
because
you.
there are a lot of audio projects from his government. He does not monitor projects, he signs them in, he gets keys back, he gets a lot of things from the back door. So if you really want to take this matter of arresting criminals, it's a very broad case. It's a broad case. They are all victims. I mean, they are all culpable. So the white people who come in the guise of the FBI, the CIA, and the Scotland Yard police, who are instigating our DSS to go after these young boys, they are also corrupt.
Exactly.
They came without visa. They came by Gelegele. They came by the sea.
Yeah.
Without invitation. They raped my own grandmothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers.
Yeah.
They raped our sisters, took our warriors away, destroyed them, padlocked them out, chained them for months without food and water, put them in cages inside a smelly ship, a ship that will carry 5 people, they will put 500 people. You will not talk about us. And the monies our leaders are carrying, where are they carrying them to? Is it my backyard? It's abroad. So why you
Thank you, my brother.
one person as a scapegoat? So I want to tell Emmanuel Aigbeku for the very first time. I'm not APC, I'm not PDP. But the guy's argument is valid. If you are granting pardon for criminals, grant it to everybody. You can't grant pardon for somebody who stole money made for agricultural development, money made for electricity, money made for ASU strike resolving crisis, money made for factories, money made for security. You stay there. Then you go and get governorship pardon because your friend is in power. You go and get presidential pardon, senatorial pardon. You get all sort of, they call it all sort of names. Then somebody will see 5 naira, you are running after him. So I don't like hypocrisy. I'm not hypocritical. Our government officials are corrupt. They deserve to be tried after their tenure. They deserve to be imprisoned. Let us start from there.
Thank
And
you.
this greedy white folks, I call on the international community, the Germans, the French, the Portuguese, the Belgium, the British, let them tender apologies and pay families of people that their great-grandfathers destroyed, killed in the sea during the slavery. And they have to apologize to countries that they don't have to dig history. I can give them maps. Countries that they invaded, they've not paid compensation, they've not said anything about this. And until now, money that's taken to banks in England, banks in France, banks in America, banks in Luxembourg, Switzerland, they still collect this money, and you are telling me to arrest a young boy who is manipulating the computer you created. So my brother, I will just end it there. I support the guy. Let them grandfather to them and teach them and convert their intellectual skills into something positive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, Mr. Alex. God bless you. All right, that one is our brother right there, Alex. You know, all the way from Benin City. As you all know, that Alex is a dedicated supporter of Nigeria Wash. You know, a lot of people supported Emmanuel Agbogun. That's why you see that I play a couple of videos for you all to understand why Emmanuel Agbogun was saying this. Although 100% I'm not in support of Yahoo boys, especially those ones that are killing people to make money. But still, if government can give pardon to these thieves who call themselves governors, then give everybody pardon. That's it. Because I don't see how these people are better than the rest that are inside the same prison. Thank you very much, my people. Now we'll round up. Your opinion is very, very welcome. Please leave it in the comment section. Share this video for others to see and like this video as well. If you have not yet subscribed to Naija Watch, please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we are live or whenever any of my team are live. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. I can see, let me acknowledge those that are here. I can see the Iron Finance is right there with us. Thanks for joining us. Good morning to you, Linda Ake. I can see you right there. YB Collections, I see you right there. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless every one of you this morning. I can see Father Evangelist Man of God. Thank you very much, sir, for all you're doing. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, my people. And I can see Osas. See you right there, Maripama, my dear sister. See you right there. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning. Now, morning we're still there for here for Lagos. Good morning to every one of you. Abe Johnny, I see you right there. Thank you, David Freed. Freedom Victory, I see you. Good morning to every one of you. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we'll be coming back again later on this evening. We have another political issue that we need to debate on. So we're going to prepare ourselves for this evening so we all can do this all together. Thank you very much, James Mark. I see you right there. And God will bless you now. Sazeme Igariva, I see you. Thank you very much. He's done. I see you right there. Stella Itema, thank you very much. And God bless every one of you. Thank you, my people. Now, now we will draw the curtain. I will see you now later on this evening by God's grace. Bye. Have a blessed Monday. Have a blessed week ahead. Talk to you guys later.